Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The voices. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One minute. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Shri Kishore Kishore ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. These are his videos. I remember when Laurie Hurd was chanting this. I recorded it. Because nobody's heard of it ever since.
No.
Yeah.
I have a wonderful tape of it.
I want it. I want that. Kiba Jayo Jaya Gaura Chande Aroti Kesobha Kiba Jayo Jaya Gaura Chande Aroti Kesobha Janavita Tavani Jagamana Lopajam Janavita Tavani Jagamana Date Nikai Cha Vamegadaya
Dakitai Chandre Bhame Gada Adhika Dveka Jinivasa Anika Tveka Veta Shini Vasa Jadada Vase Ate Gauratan Ratna Singhazane Gauratan Vase Ate Gauratan Ratna Singhazane Aroti Kirana Brahma Adideva Jane Aroti Kirana Brahma Adideva Jane Aroti Kirana Brahma Adideva Gane Nada Adi Adi Kore Sarana Tarana Adi Kore Samaradula Nara Adi Adi Kore Samaradula Sanjaya Mukunda Batu Gochari Gaya Sanjaya Mukunda Batu Gochari Gaya Shanka Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Karatana Shanka Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Karatana Madhura Mridanga Bhaje Paramaradhana Madhura Mridanga Bhaje Paramaragana Vaho Kate Chandra Jine Vadana Udana Vaho Kate Chandra Jine Vadana Udana Gala dete banna mala Kore dala mala Gala dete banna mala Kore dala mala Gaurange Aroti Sobha Jagadjana Manalopa 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 Gaurange Arati Sobha Jagadjana Manalopa Haribo 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 Anitai Gaura Haribo 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 Anitai Gaura Haribo 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 One more Anitai Gaura Haribo 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 Shiva Shukana Dada Primiga Dada Shiva Shukana Shiva Shukana Dada Primiga Dada Vakati Vinoda Deke Gurara Sampada Vakati Vinoda Deke Gurara Sampada Jaya Te Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Okay. Jaya Te Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Te Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Te Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Gaura Haribo 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 Jai Gaura Haribo 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 Nitai 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 Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Can you hold that? Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hey, look at it. Hey, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Aneta Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Aneta Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. One more. Aneta Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Aneta Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaur Hari Bo. Aneta Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Aneta Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Aneta Gaur Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga 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 Kishore Kishore Jaya Kishore 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 Jaya Kishore Kishore Jaya Kishore 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 Jaya Kishore Kishore Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jai Satchinandana Gaurare Jai Satchinandana Jai Satchinandana Jai Satchinandana Gaurare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Patita Pavana Gaura Hare Patita Pavana Gaura Hare Patita Pavana Gaura Hare Jai Patita Pavana Gaura Hare Jai Satchinandana Jaya Satchinandana Jai Satchinandana Jaya Satchinandana Jaya Satchinandana Gaura Hare Jai Satchinandana Gaura Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Krishna, hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Yeah, stop for class.
Hare Haribo, 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 Haribo. 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 Gaura Premanande, Gaura Premanande, Gaura Premanande. Jai Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Acharya. After the Srimad Divine Grace of Vaishnananda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Swami Vipati Father Charges Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Acharya. After the Srimad Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Sanatana Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananda Guri Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se Gaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Bhavanitananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyamchandra Radha Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Iskan Chicago Ki Jai. Shri Kishore Kishore Devi Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Vimanande. Glories to the Son of the Bodhis. All glories to the Son of the Bodhis. All glories to the Son of the Bodhis. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Saradaladaine. Hiranyakashipurlakshaha. Kiratangkanakalaye. Ito Narsingha Padato Narsingha. Yato yato yanitato Narsingha. Narsingha Hridaye Narsingha. Narasinghamadem Chararam Rapade. Karakara kamala varenatha adbhuta shinga dalita hiranyakashipu chanubringa keshavadrita narahari rupa jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare. Jaya Narasimhadev, Jaya Narasimhadev, Jaya Narasimhadev, Jaya Narasimhadev. Jaya Kamara, Jaya Kalan Mara, Jaya Kalan Mara, Jaya Bhakta Kalan. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, विज्ञान की जय, भारत की जय, प्राण दे हरि
Hare Krishna. So in just a minute, we're going to welcome His Holiness Candramauli Swami to give their talk. But before we do that, we have just two brief presentations. One is, as everybody here knows, I think, that this weekend we've been celebrating since Thursday, 4-day celebration of the 50th anniversary of the installation of Sri Sri Kishore Kishori. Sri Sri Kishore Kishori Ki. So on Thursday night, we had a bit of a VIP event upstairs. We had several government officials attended and other community leaders, as well as many of the longstanding senior members of our community in Chicago and devotees that have been members of the Chicago community going way back to the Evanston days and before. So one of our important local government leaders, Raja Krishnamurti, who was a congressman since 2017, representing the 8th district of the state of Illinois, so he's a U.S. congressman. He was hoping to come, but he wasn't able to, so he sent a brief message. So we have a 2-minute video from him, and we'll just back this up. So we start in the beginning with the sound on, and then Madhava Prabhu is going to give a 5-6 minute presentation, just a little bit from some of the highlights of the presentation we had on Thursday about where we've gone as a community and a few thoughts moving ahead. And then we'll have Maharaj's talk. So we're going to ask everybody if you can please, there's probably some very important conversations going on, and we'd ask you to take your conversation outside. Shh. Malati's hand is up. Yes, Malati. Malati's requesting if all the, how do we do it here? Which side is which? Yeah, it's a little weird. All the ladies in the back, and we know in our culture we respect women and we protect women and we honor women. So they don't necessarily want to look at the back of all the men, especially those who are sometimes the age of their grandsons. So why don't we have which way? Yeah. Which way, men on which side? Where you want them, Malati? You want the men on this side? Okay, all the gentlemen, if you can move over here, just sit up and go ahead and move over on this side. The ladies can go on this side, okay? We can just take a moment to do that. Much appreciated. And then we'll show the video from the Honorable Raja Krishnamurti. And after that, short video, short PowerPoint with Prema Prabhu, and then Maharaj will be speaking to us. That was really good. Okay, so we go ahead and play the video.
Raja Krishnamurti of the 8th District of Illinois. Congratulations to ISKCON on its 50th birthday. Your 50 years in existence have done so much for the world. I want to say special thank you to Director Anuttama Dusa and Leela Manjari, and of course Anuja Gupta for inviting me in April to join you in person for your celebrations. I wish I could be with you here tonight in person, but I'm in Washington, D.C. for my day job right now, and I look forward to joining you again in the near future. You know, in the last 50 years, you've established over 400 temples and 100 vegetarian restaurants to ensure people not only have a community to worship with, but the support that they need for necessities such as food. Not only that, but 50 years ago, Srila Prabhupada said, no one within 10 miles of an ISKCON temple should go hungry. And so to that end, you've opened up your hearts and your kitchens so that nobody goes hungry, and that everybody is allowed to survive and thrive and prosper in the communities in which you exist. And I think that's the bottom line about ISKCON. ISKCON is a part of the community. It's a part of our mission of trying to help everyone in our community, regardless of who you are, where you come from, or what religion you espouse, to be successful and to have a place where you can come to reflect, to come for comfort, and to come to be with others for fellowship and community. So I want to say thank you to for everything that you do. Thank you to everyone who are supporting ISKCON, and God bless you.
Hey, hello? Is it clear? Voice is clear? So welcome all this evening. This is the the final day of the 4-day celebration. And we're going to talk about a few highlights of what we went through the 4 days, and also, how the temple evolved from Halsted Street to where it is today, and also what lies in the future for us. So my name is Prem Sarovar Das, your servant of the servant. So let's go to the slide 2, Prabhu. So ISKCON of Chicago is an extension of the mission that His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada began on his arrival in America in 1965. So essentially, it's the extension of his ideas why ISKCON Chicago was created. The Chicago mission was inaugurated by sending devotees from Detroit in 1970. And the first attempt, as I said, was on Halsted. Next. So Sri Govindadas Prabhu found this historic YMCA building in Evanston eventually, and ISKCON Chicago got firmly established in the Evanston building. Prabhupada arranged for the Lordship to be the presiding deities of Chicago, Sri Sri Kishore Kishori, right? And Sri Sri Kishore Kishori were installed in the year 1973. So Prabhupada's first visit to Chicago was 1974. He attended the Rath Yatra, and with Lord Jagannath being at the center of attraction, right? The second Rath Yatra festival was held in the same location in 1975. So 80 devotees in the ashram took over at this time to do congregational preaching, and the membership at that time was 200 or so. And in fact, one of the largest America's initiation ceremony was held right here in Chicago, where 100 plus devotees were initiated, and 4 sets of Gauranitai deities were installed, leading to the current form of our dear Gauranitai. In 1975, Srila Prabhupada visits again to Chicago for 10 days. And why is that? Because Chicago, as all the respected Prabhupada disciples already know, I'm not repeating here, but it used to be one of the forefront of books distribution centers. So Prabhupada selected Chicago as his next trip. He spent 10 days with us, and that was a huge success. So Kishore Kishori moves to the current building in 1978, and City of Chicago designates the temple as the historical building. Every year there is actually a tour from the City of Chicago where people come and check out the history of the architecture of the temple, the Gothic architecture. It's a home to a diverse congregation comprising of 40 nationalities across many religions, all religions rather. And the only temple which existed in Chicagoland for many, many years before even Lemont Temple and other temples came up. So it has a legacy carrying over 3 generations of families, not only just Indian, but American as well. And as a result of this pious activities, O'Hare, like I said before, O'Hare emerged as one of the top book distribution centers of the country, from where many of the disciples emerged, including many Maharajas today. So the past 50 years, and Shikimati Prabhu, thank you so much for allowing me to liberally borrow from some of your content. Past 50 years, there's 6 million books distributed right here from this temple. We had 1 million vegetarian karma-free foods, prasadam we call, distributed to festivals and homeless shelters. Hundreds of speaking engagement at universities and public schools. Annual participation in the Bud Billiken Parade and Festival, which is ongoing for probably 14 plus years. 12 years, yeah. Which is the South Side's biggest parade before school opens. And the Cook County Jail Ministry were directly involved preaching of Bhagavad Gita and scriptures between 1977 and 79. So we talked about the past 50. What about the past year? You might think, okay, so we rest on our past glories and laurels, right? What about the future? If we can't talk about the past year and the future, it's incomplete. Otherwise, they'll stop coming to the temple probably. Of course, Kishore Kishore is the main deity where you all come for and get association of devotees here. So in the past year, we had 312 morning classes on Vedic scriptures held. We had 8 festivals hosted throughout the year. 50,000 books distributed through Chicagoland and beyond, and we have dedicated professional book distributors dedicating their lives for many, many years, roaming around the US in their transcendental vans. and 18,000 prasadam karma-free food plates served, and 1,000 prasadam plates served in homeless shelters. And of course, 25 plus Sankirtan parties, which is the next focus of our growth in the coming years as well. So, what lies in the future? Well, I'm not here to make a decision on behalf of the temple, I'm just a servant. But the focus is on making a collective effort to expand the engagement of the temple with all of your participation and inspiration and emotional and material support. Without your blessings and prayers and emotional and material support, this is not possible. The next 50 years evolution. So we are counting on each of one of you to make this a grand success, the vision for the next 50 years. Does that make sense? So number one is invest in a dedicated or develop a dedicated parking lot, which is one of the biggest issues why people cannot come on demand and park their cars and do some major festivals here, on demand. They have to plan way in advance. Sometimes their car gets towed, people coming from the suburb or something. So we need immediately invest in a dedicated parking lot. And we are in engagement with 49th Ward Alderwoman, who is supporting us really well on this effort. Number two is expand youth preaching. One of the secrets of being the top book distribution center was because of youth and brahmacharis. So we want to go back to the roots and bring back that same glory by having brahmachari ashrams, brahmacharini and brahmachari ashrams. It could be an acquisition of a property so that brahmacharis and brahmacharinis stay in a different location and just focus on preaching, just like we have in Atlanta temple. So street preaching, book distribution, university preaching are some of the ongoing activities, but we need to expand on it. So for that, we need resources. We need all of your efforts in order to make that happen. Not just with monetary, but also time. And the third point is expand the local community engagement. So what does that mean? We recently met with the 49th Ward Alderwoman, Maria Hayden, and she's extremely supportive of us to how can we, the ISKCON Chicago Temple and all of you, influence the growth of the community with support for mental health and stress management. As we all know, ISKCON Chicago the scriptures provide enough evidence how following the rules and regulations make us stress-free and make us actually eternally happy inside, no matter what we do in our real life. So this is something we are working on to have a mental health summit, a festival of colors coming up. The focus is on youth engagement. And also lastly, the expand prasadam distribution, having ISKCON Chicago branded fruit products all over grocery stores in Chicagoland, having a food truck, and also having Krishna lunch restarted. Okay, so that's all from my end. Thank you so much for your time. And yes, Srila Prabhupada said, if you love me, the only way to do that is to show cooperation among ourselves. So with that, I end this meeting.
Haribol. We want to take just a few seconds with the Prabhupada disciples. Haribol Gora. Please stand up so they can see the Prabhupada disciples. Most of them are probably not in Chakri. Stand up, please. Please stand up. These are the devotees who made that sacrifice of not going to university and bringing Kishore Kishore here, so let's thank them very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Shikimai Prabhu. So as you see, we had a wonderful festival for last 4 days. Without further ado, I would, invite and we'll all welcome His Holiness Candramauli Maharaj with big and loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol! We are very fortunate to have all of these great personalities here with us. So please pay close attention. We also have programs after this. There is a children's bhajan and there is also Madhava Prabhu's Kirtan. So please stay back till 8 o'clock. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavada Gurivar Dhamariya Jai Gopi Janavada Gurivar Dhamariya Sauranandana Rajajana Anjaraya Sauranandana Rajajana Anjaraya Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Jaya Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Radha Gary Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Radha Yeah, yeah. Sauranandana Rajajana Hey Sauranandana Rajajana Muna Tira Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Jaya Madhava Kunja Bihari Hey Jaya Kishore 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 Da Kishore Kishore Da Jaya Jagannath Jagannath Baladev Jai Subhadra Jaya Gaura Nitai Goranita, Goranita, Jai. Goranita. Hey, Goranita. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Hari Bham, Hari Bham, Hari Bham, Hari Bham. Nitai Gora Hari Bham, Hari Bham, Hari Bham, Hari Bham. Dear Prabhupada ki Umagyantimirandasya Ginarjana Salakaya Chaksu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya De Satarine Vanchakalpa Taruvischa Kripa Sindhu Pevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. So there is a theme for this particular gathering, along with honoring and celebrating the most auspicious occasion of the 50th anniversary of the bringing of the worship of Sri Sri Kishore Kishori to the Chicagoland. And the thing is carrying Srila Prabhupada's legacy forward. Srila Prabhupada, even before he began his movement in the United States, already gave us an insight in one particular article he wrote in 1949, which was called the Gita Nagari Concept. And in that article, he somewhat reflected on and started to try to understand more what Gandhi wanted to do in India to develop the Indian culture. And Gandhi mentioned 4 aspects, and Srila Prabhupada essentialized his article and the whole presentation around that in the Gita Nagari concept, which he introduced to one of the deputies in the government of India at the time, Mr. Sardar, who was the deputy prime minister at the time. Prabhupada had a vision that was really amazing. It wasn't small. His vision was a complete cultural change in the direction of the world towards the principle of honoring and worshiping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, according to Shastra and according to the teachings of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, and of course, the present and previous acharyas. And in that Gita Nagari concept, there was 4 principles, which was 1, holy books, holy jail. I'm sorry, holy books and holy names. It's, it's a Freudian slip there. Raising the consciousness and the character of the conditioned souls to a standard where they can qualify to worship the Supreme Personality of God. In other words, an educational system of upliftment based on developing character and activities centered around worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada outlined a whole educational system based on that. which is an integral part of our whole process. Another one was opening and worshiping the Supreme Personality of Godhead by opening temples all around the world for Radha Krishna worship, which was quite revolutionary at the time. Seeing the degradation of the slow degradation of many of the temples of India, Srila Prabhupada wanted to bring a revolution not only in India, which he also focuses on, but also in the world, establishing real worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, according to Scripture and according to the Pancharatriki system mentioned in the Vedas. So these were 3 of the 4 aspects that he penned in that particular article. But one of the things that he also mentioned, which came later when Prabhupada established his ISKCON movement in 26 Second Avenue in the beginning of our movement, was he took many of those same principles but expanded it into what is called the 7 purposes of ISKCON. I'll read those 7 purposes. We were discussing this earlier today, as Mother Irmila was also focusing on this. And I'll just briefly read them. To systematically propagate spiritual knowledge to society at large, and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of values in life and to achieve real unity and peace in the world. And of course, Prabhupada understood the only way we could do that is center around Krishna or God as the center of all activities. Second purpose was to propagate a consciousness of Krishna as is revealed in the Bhagavad Gita and in Srimad Bhagavatam, the 2 basic or essential principles of the scriptures of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. The third was to bring the members of the society together with each other and nearer to Krishna with the idea within the members and humanity at large that each soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Understanding our identity, our real identity, Jiver, Surupai, Krishna, and Nityadas. This is a whole topic in itself, but as long as we see ourselves other than who we really are, we cannot understand what it means to make progress in spiritual life. We have to understand that I'm not this body. I'm a spiritual being. I have an eternal loving relationship with the Lord. And my success in life, in all aspects of life, is to awaken that realization through devotion to the Supreme Lord. The fourth principle was to teach and encourage the Sankirtan movement through the congregational chanting of the holy names of God, as revealed in the teachings of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Number 5 was to erect for the members and for society at large a holy place of transcendental pastimes dedicated to the personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada did that, a lot of it in India mostly, but he also has his devotees are developing that in the West. That's still an ongoing project. All of these are ongoing, but some of them have developed in such a way that it has developed that we were bringing more and more people into the fold of Krishna conscious practice. And here's the one that I want to focus on, which was actually the unfinished business of Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada mentioned this. In 1977, just prior to Prabhupada was leaving, he said, 50% of my mission is still incomplete. And devotees were trying to speculate, what did he mean? Maybe you haven't finished the Srimad Bhagavatam. And other ideas that came up amongst the devotees. But Prabhupada said, no, we have to establish this Varnashram Dharma. And the only way that Varnashram Dharma can be established is on our farm communities. So he said, we have to develop these farm communities. And that was the purpose of number 6, to bring the members closer together for the purpose of teaching a simpler and more natural way of life. Sounds revolutionary, huh? And number 7, which is a summation of all of the 6 and how to propagate that with a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes by publishing and distributing periodicals, magazines, books, and other writings. So this little pre-presentation here was a little indication of what has happened in the past. But one thing we haven't done as a society in a larger way, although there is that, is to establish these farm communities. Prabhupada said for every temple, city temple, there should be a farm community. Why? Why is that? Because he foresaw that gradual deterioration of the Western society, and people will no longer be able to rely on or depend on the Western way of life in order to fulfill all of our needs, both personal and extended. In the Bhagavatam, Prabhupada, especially in the first canto, he constantly emphasizes this. And again, I'm going to ask for your attention just to listen to this one verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is from the 8th chapter, first canto, prayers by Queen Kunti. And she's saying to Krishna, she's his aunt, and she's glorifying Krishna in every way. And this is towards the end of the glorification. And she says to the Lord, she's standing right there. Krishna is right in front of her, and she's speaking to Krishna. She says, all these cities and villages are flourishing in all respects because the herbs and grains are in abundance, the trees are full of fruit, the rivers are flowing, and the hills are full of minerals, and the oceans are full of wealth. And all of this is due to your glancing upon him. In other words, Krishna has given his favor. Srila Prabhupada's purport is quite powerful, so please listen up. Human prosperity flourishes by natural gifts and not by gigantic industrial enterprises. The gigantic industrial enterprises are products of a godless civilization, and they cause the destruction of the noble aims of human life. The more we go increasing such troublesome industries to squeeze out the vital energy of the human being, the more there will be unrest and dissatisfaction of the people in general. We're also seeing that now. I mean, if you look at the present climate in the world, there is so many problems, and it's only increasing, and more tension on all levels. Fortunately, the devotees are sheltered by the mercy of the Lord, so we're not affected so much, but because we're still connected to that lifestyle, there are difficulties and troublesome that we also have to undergo. And Prabhupada goes on. The natural gifts, such as grains, vegetables, fruits, rivers, the hills of jewels and minerals, and the seas full of pearls, are supplied by the order of the Supreme as he desires. And Mother Nature produces them in abundance, or restricts them at times. The natural law is that the human being may take advantage of these godly gifts by nature and satisfactorily flourish on them without being captivated by the exploitive motive of lording it over material nature. And that's what we see in the world today. A few people are becoming wealthy at the expense of squeezing others to make them work hard in various types of ways, simply to give them pieces of paper which they call money. And Prabhupada talked about that in one extensively. He said it's a false form of wealth because the government says, here, this is your reward for your efforts, your work. And if the government changes, your money is like paper. That's all it is. So, and then Prabhupada goes on to say here, the natural law is that human beings may take advantage of the godly gifts by nature and satisfactorily flourish on them without being captivated by exploitative motives of lording over material nature. The more we attempt to exploit material nature according to whims of enjoyment, the more we shall be entrapped by the reactions of such exploitive attempts. If we have sufficient grains, fruits, vegetables, herbs, then what is the necessity of running slaughterhouses and killing poor animals? A man need not kill an animal if he has sufficient grains and vegetables to eat. The flow of river waters fertilizes the fields, and there is more than what is needed. Minerals are produced in the hills, and jewels are produced in the ocean. There is an interesting statement where it says that at a particular constellation, when it appears in the heavens, it's called Swati. When Swati appears, when it rains on that time, the rain falls on the head of a snake, it becomes jewels. The rain falls on the head of an elephant, it becomes gems. And when it falls into the ocean, it becomes pearls and is taken by the oysters. So these natural wealth, such as gold, silver, jewels, and various other precious metals, are produced by God through material nature. And that is real wealth. Therefore, Prabhupada said real wealth is land, cows, and precious metals. Not this paper stuff. Because it's not tangible. In fact, just if the stocks go up, your money goes up. If it goes down, your money goes down. There's no stability in wealth. And if it collapses, then it's up. And I'll say something. This is I might get smashed for this statement, but it's a statement that Srila Prabhupada said. And you can hear it, he recorded. He said it in 1973, the same year that we established this. He said, in 50 years, this Western civilization will be finished. He said, it will collapse. And it's collapsing right now. So Prabhupada wanted us to establish these communities where we could have sustainable living, especially for those who are in families. Where, he said, the brahmacharis, the sannyasis, they can travel, they can preach, they can be in the cities, but the grihastas with families and in order to need resources to establish their life, need a more stable environment. And therefore, he said, by living according to the ways that Krishna dictated, in other words, living according to nature, and Prabhupada pointed out, he said, do 4 things. He said, grow your own food. He said, if you grow your own food, the food you produce on your own farms is 100% more nutritious than what you can buy in the supermarkets, which are full of pesticides. Or if you milk a cow and you take that milk and you put it in a refrigerator and you go to the store and buy the same quantity of milk and you put it in a refrigerator, the one you buy in the store will last 2 weeks. The one produced by the cow will last a few days. The other ones are full of pesticides, herbicides, preservatives, chemicals. We're being poisoned by our food supplies today, and that's a whole other. And Prabhupada could see that in order to establish Krishna consciousness in a sustainable way, we need to get back to a more simplified way. And he made that as the 6th purpose in that to establish it. And of course, the spiritual essence of that is that in community, the support of each other in that lifestyle allows for material and spiritual success to be done within that confine where everyone supports each other. Now, I'm not saying we should get out of the cities or we should do, but Prabhupada said for every city temple, there must be a farm community. And he said, grow your own food. He said, grow the materials you need to make cloth, silk, cotton. Make your own cloth. He said that Prabhupada gave a whole, most of it's in the first canto. In his lectures, he kept emphasizing this more natural way of life as sustainable. Now, some people think, oh my God, what am I going to do? I have to give up everything? No. We should understand that this is one of the more important parts. And Prabhupada said, this part of my mission has to be established. Therefore, I'm leaving it up to you to do it. Well, these farm communities are foundation. And of course, the importance of cows. How important cows are. This is a whole class in itself. I've been giving these classes in different places. And one place I was just recently, and it was in Charlotte, North Carolina. And many of the persons who attended the class were from the Indian congregation. Many of them lived in India prior. I'm sure many of you also. And I was talking about the glories and benefits of the cow in different ways. And one man, he got up and he said, Maharaj, he said, a cow, he said, when a family or even a community has a particular cow, if someone in that community gets sick, someone goes over to the cow, whispers in the cow's ear that this person is sick, that cow will go and eat a particular herb or vegetable that's there in the field, and then that milk will be used to give to that person for medicine. The cow knows. And I thought that was phenomenal. How does a cow actually know that's the cow? How much we know about cows is very little unless we actually associate with. And then I gave the same class in another place, and another person was saying, no, Mars, it's not like that. You don't even have to tell the cow. The cow knows who's sick in the family, and she'll automatically go and eat that. And these are people who have experiences with these particular situations in life. So why do we have to spend like hundreds and thousands of dollars on medicine? The grains, just like our New Vrindavan our community or our community in New Taliban, so many herbs. It's rich with herbs. If we learn that science of herbology, you can make any medicine for any disease. You can forget about doctors. Hare Krishna. I'm sure there's a few here. But doctors are needed in order to administer. But everything is in nature. God has given us that. And so Prabhupada wanted us to more or less simplify our life in such a way that all of our material necessities will be within the community. We don't have to depend on the external exploitive industrial complex in order to provide what we need, which is always a profit margin for them. And people have to work hard. Now, that was Prabhupada's vision. And he really emphasized that. And he also said in the same Srimad Bhagavatam, he said, 3 things make up a wholesome human civilization. And he emphasized these 3 as the foundation for the development of society. 1, he said, Brahminical culture. When Prabhupada started his movement, he wanted to educate those who came by giving them an opportunity to understand deeper the process of Krishna consciousness through reading and studying books and developing these qualities in practice in the execution of devotional service. He wanted to establish, and he did in many ways, a class of Brahmins who could lead the society and also teach the rest of the society the various activities. Because without a social function, just to have a spiritual movement means that we are incomplete. We need a social function that is conducive to the practice of spiritual life. Of course, you might say, well, Krishna consciousness can be done in any place. That's true. Yes, but when we depend on food, medicine, and various other amenities in order to live in this world, education for children, taking care of old people, protecting children, protecting women, all of these are part of that Varnashram system that Srila Prabhupada wanted. And he explained in detail that the first thing is Brahminical culture, which can lead the rest of the society and teach all of the other Varnas. In 1974, Prabhupada gave a nice lecture and was interacting with Hridayananda Maharaj. You can hear it, 1974, May 14th in Vrindavan. Prabhupada is talking. He said, we have to establish not Varnashram, but he called it Daivi Varnashram.
What does Daivi? Daivi means spiritual. That we work, we develop according to our swadharma, our natural inclinations to work in a certain way. And Krishna says, Chaturvarna manasrisat guna karma vibhagasaha. Krishna mentions that 4 types of persons are, developed within human society. And their characters in this age of Kali lay hidden. Therefore, education and practical application of that knowledge to bring out these qualities is essential. And therefore, Prabhupada said, establish this Varnashram college to educate people how to rule, how to organize. We're doing that, but in a less organized way. How to protect, marshal people who can protect our society, in other words, the Kshatriyas, and also, of course, the Vaishya community, protecting cows, growing food, tilling the land, also commerce, banking, many of the things that are required. Because just to have the spiritual activities is important, but it needs a foundation for propagation. That is a social system. Therefore, Prabhupada talked a lot about this. And therefore he said, when he left, and he spoke in 1977, and 14th of February, to Harisari Prabhu and to Sacharup Maharaj, both of them, Prabhupada explained in detail what he wanted in front of this Varnashram system. So carrying Prabhupada's legacy forward is that we have many activities to perform in devotional service. And the requirements in order to inspire devotees to take that means to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. By spreading the holy names of the Lord, congregational development, and to stay fixed in the process of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we set the spiritual foundation by which everything develops. And from that, Krishna inspires various ideas by which we can expand our movement. That's been happening. One area we are still, I use the word in a very loose way, deficient, is self-sufficient communities. We are too much dependent on the outside world. And that means that any time our situation could, if the electricity goes out, then what do? We get our generators, then we have to run generators. If the water supplies go out, the food supply. And Prabhupada said, he says these things will happen. He said society will collapse. Why? Why did he say society will collapse? We're thinking this is going to go on the way it is. Everything is going to be the same. It'll get better. That's the mood of the human quality is always that things will get better. But Prabhupada said it's a false sense of lifestyle because it's based on a false foundation. What is that false foundation? Money. Money is not a cultural foundation. It's simply a way to do things. Real life is, of course, devotion to Krishna and living according to the principles of the mode of goodness, which allows for sustainable living in all. So I'm giving a general thing. And this is a very large subject, and Prabhupada covers it extensively in his books. But he emphasizes this point. He said we have to establish these farm communities in order for and he said not only for us, but for the world in general. And we're seeing that it's actually happening. Today we were discussing, it's interesting, where's Subal? Is he here? There he is, okay. So we were doing a little workshop with Ormila, and we took this 6th principle, how to develop a more simplified lifestyle. So we got real fired up, and we're thinking, how can we grow food here in this temple? We were up on the roof, and we made a whole plan. Subal will tell you all about that plan. It happened today. It was inspired by this discussion. And we got ideas on how to grow food, maybe also grow flowers for the deities. How much money do we spend on flowers? It's quite expensive. Why not grow your own? That's also available. So a more self-sufficient, inclusive type of community lifestyle that is based on the principles of simple living, Krishna consciousness. And the last two principles that Prabhupada mentioned was cows. Cows are amazing. Cows are so perceptive. If you treat the cow very kindly and give her whatever you need, she'll give you so much more. So much more. And Prabhupada wanted that as part of our culture. And we're doing that in some places, but not enough. Not enough. Now they have this thing in society called cow cuddling. You've heard of that? Yeah. And people, we have a program in Ypsilanti, Michigan, where the devotees have a farm there. And people come and they stay with the cows. And the response is they write something about their experience. And everyone is saying, this is so wonderful, so amazing. I feel so peaceful. I was full of stress when I came. Now I'm feeling so happy. Everyone, no one has said anything different. And we've asked everyone to write something after their experience. And of course, even the secular world are using this also. So this is also a very important part of our program of developing Krishna consciousness. Cow, I don't use the word cow protection. I use the word cow care. To care for a cow, because cow is our mother. She gives so much. She walks on the fields by her hoofs. She fertilizes the ground, makes it conducive for growing vegetables. There's so much more. We're running out of time? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, I'll wind it up. Anyway, and the last thing is worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You can read it in the Srimad Bhagavatam. 3 things. Brahminical culture, cow care, which is a culture in itself, and worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead makes up of a wholesome and progressive society. So Prabhupada thought big. He wasn't just here to give spiritual knowledge. He wanted to change the whole world towards Krishna consciousness like that. How we do it, and that we have to deal with the present situation, but implant these ideas within society and develop it. And one of the most important part of that is a sustainable farm communities by which we can live without depending so much on the outside world, which is full of, as Prabhupada said, human society flourishes by natural gifts, not by industrial enterprises. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention. Think about this in terms of what you can contribute in this area, and you'll see, as Prabhupada, as it's mentioned, this is for the devotees, and it's also for the world in general. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much, Honorable Members. So next part of the program, we have a small announcement by Madhava Prabhu, and then we will have a kids bhajan. 1 second.
As we draw the end of our weekend 4-day celebration, just want to recognize a few sponsors who we recognize some people Thursday evening, but just to mention some names of our gratitude. So a few names here. You can maybe hold your applause to the end. Priyanka Pahan and Krish Pahan. I believe that Leela Manjari, these are some children. You have some garlands for them. Yes, they're here, so they can come up. And as they come up, we'll also mention, thank you for Prashada. Sridhar Nand and Naveen Krishna Prabhu cooked some wonderful feasts the whole time. So maybe we should give that some applause. We want to thank the following devotees: Gajendra Moksha, overseeing the deity worship over the weekend. Prema Sarovar Prabhu worked with the fundraising. Shruta Priya with communications. We want to thank the many, many volunteers who came from ISKCON Naperville. You recognize them from their t-shirts, except Sham doesn't have an ISKCON Naperville t-shirt on, so He's incognito. And also there's a group of young people from Seva, local group that helps with different very functions. I want to thank Naperville and Seva. Let's give them a round of applause. The most subtle person in the entire congregation here, Suresh Bodiwala. If you haven't had your picture taken, if you haven't had at least 15 photos taken of you over the weekend by him, something's wrong. You complain to me and I'll talk to him, okay? Yes, we thank you for all your photography and his recording the history of this congregation. Sham Saki and Sham Gopi, thank you very much for all the shuttling to the airport, the hotel, etc. Rohini Dasi, Sri Padma Manjari for the garlands, the beautiful, beautiful garlands. Nama Chintamani and Prema Ras for the flower decorations. Did everybody notice the decoration way on the top of the Shingasans? Tomorrow there'll be a special class on levitation. If you'd like to come and learn how to put flowers on the lift, that's tomorrow. You can sign up for that class. They're obviously very talented. And we want to thank all of the devotees that led the kirtans from here in Chicago and all around the United States and the world, and especially Madhava Prabhu and Atmaram Prabhu who came to lead us in the beautiful kirtan. So last round of applause for all of them.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Hare Krishna. We are running a little late, so we're going to start with the kids' kirtan. Before they start, I have a few announcements. We're going to have on Wednesday, 21st of June, 6 p.m., BB Govind Maharaj is going to be here for the kirtan. So please do come. We also have His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu coming on the same day. We'll have a home program on Wednesday and on Thursday for him as well. The information is there on the websites. We're going to have a Rath Yatra. Please mark your calendars on 23rd July. It's a Sunday, 23rd July. It's going to be here in Loyola Park. And there will also be a Bud Balikam parade, which will be at August 12th. The more information to come on that. So now we'll have this bhajan. Thank you. This is our Hello. So this is our Vamsik music school, which meets on Sundays at 4 p.m. Radhakund Mataji works very hard with all these kids. So please, around. So now we have the highlight of the evening. We have Madhava Prabhu's Kirtan. So please don't miss this. We will take around 10 minutes or so to set up. We do have prasadam upstairs. So please, as soon as you can take the prasadam, please come down as fast as you can. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah, you're really good. Really good at it. Give the button.
The camera was not on those kids.
கிளம்புறமா
Not by Bible. You have to arrange to invite me to Indianapolis, so I don't have any excuse. Maybe I should provide the email. Very young group here. I just want to tell you that because we will develop in left without telling you. We will speak and work with you because it's so busy. You carry on, Bookie.
Is this the bigger side or the smaller side? Bigger. Is that the smaller one?
Okay, so now down there, we'll see the house.
We kill the fence, yeah. Please, thank you.
Can you take this? Madhava Prabhu, so just one microphone for you and that's it.
There's no violin today. We'll have a interview. Yeah, light's fine. And then you should my speakers. My speakers. It's too big. Let's turn it up. Other side. If it doesn't work, get out of your way.
Sound is so beautiful, man.
Early morning flight also.
My instrument is celestial, you know? That instrument is completely celestial.
I love it, yeah. Flying to LA and it's fun.
Go ahead and set up so I can put your microphone. Sit down. I love that.
Yeah, we go there every year.
Give me just about a couple of minutes, okay?
Yeah, sure. This was one of these cushions. Yeah, the cushion is better. Then it won't slide. This will slide back and forth.
You move around, just switch.
Wider than it's not longer. That's no. As long as no one trips. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, we'll stop. I'm on Swiss time. Hey. No, I didn't. Yeah. It works. Hey, Rishikavachara Prabhu. Good to see you. I saw you the other day on the altar. Okay. Yeah.
When you come down under next?
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year, April.
Yeah. The same time we come.
Okay. I don't think I was there last time you came.
We came in September.
That's when they opened up the doors and shut down the country.
How long are you in America?
Tomorrow you're going to be here for about 2 weeks.
Okay, we just came from New
Listen,
York. New York, right? Oh, very good.
good to see you.
Sadhu, sadhu. Sorry? I need the cartels so that I could hear it properly. So Prabhupada beats, then maybe we'll go into that number 3.
The 2 slap one open and then the normal.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Shh. Hare Krishna. Shh.
Madhava Prabhu, the harmonium mic is not on. It's very low.
Namo Vishwadaya Krishna Vistaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vastatyade Satari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you for coming and blessing us with your presence. Hare Krishna. Could we please not have a little silence? This is a very sacred space. This is Krishna's temple. Shh. If we want to talk, there's a lot of space outside. For now, for the next hour, we're going to try and focus our minds on only 3 words. Hare Krishna and Rama. The Maha Mantra. Silence is beautiful. And for the mind to be able to connect with this mantra, which is non-different from Krishna himself, the mind needs to be peaceful. Kirtan is the highest form of yoga, bhakti yoga. And yoga means to link up, to connect. To connect with who? To connect with the Lord himself by chanting his names with love and devotion. Kirtan is not a performance. It's not about showing off our beautiful voices or musical talents. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur tells us that Kirtan is meant only for Krishna's pleasure, not even for our own pleasure. Because when we try to give Krishna pleasure by chanting his name sincerely, with faith, with love, with devotion, with bhakti, ultimately, when he's pleased, we become much, much more happy in the heart. So our only duty tonight is to control the mind, connect with the mantra, and glorify Shri Shri Kishore Kishore. So please chant loudly, please chant from the heart, and whenever the mind is running away, it will surely do. It will think, oh, what's there for prasadam, or, what are we going to do tomorrow? The emails that we have to write, things that we have to do tomorrow. That's the mind. But we have to be in the present so that we get the most benefit from chanting the holy names of the Lord. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Maharaj, you want to say a few words about the dancing?
Just briefly, we always know that chanting also includes dancing. Srila Prabhupada says, when you're happy, you get up and dance, and if you don't feel happy, get up and dance, and you will feel happy. But one thing I should mention is that when I see this also, devotees sometimes get into the dancing and they lose connection with the sound. They focus on the dancing, and they either stop chanting or they just concentrate on their dancing. If you really want to dance, dancing means to stay connected with the sound vibration. Srila Prabhupada says, 3 people dance, you, Krishna, and the holy name. Of course, the holy name is Krishna. So when we're actually dancing, it's also part of the worship. As Madhava Prabhu said, it's for the pleasure of the Lord. Dancing is also done for the pleasure of the Lord. So when we don't connect to the sound when we're dancing, somehow we focus just on the dancing, we're not in the kirtan anymore. We're simply in our own movements. So stay connected to that sound vibration and you'll see how you can dance miraculously simply because the holy name takes you. You don't have to do anything else. So that's a very important part of our expression of devotion. Dance, and by connecting with that sound vibration. Then when it's time to sing, it's not that we use all our energy for dancing, we're also singing back in the holy name, and that inspires everyone. And then the kirtan just continues to evolve to higher and higher levels of happiness. So stay connected to the holy name, whether you're singing, dancing, or any aspect. Here, that is the yajna, to chant, to hear, that is the whole meditation.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare One more time again, a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare one more time, a little deeper from the heart. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We chant a little louder. Kirtan means sing it. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together, a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, everybody, a little louder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare one more time again, a little louder please. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare one more time, a little louder with your heart. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone together, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna. Focus, focus. Now sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone together, a little louder, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time again, a little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time, very loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time again, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, listen to my spirit. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Connect with the master. Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone together, a little louder. Hello, 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 hello. Good, good, good. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, good, good. Hare Krishna, bolo, bolo, bolo. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, please shout. Hello, hello, hello. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's do that, bro. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone together, a little louder, everybody. Check, 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 check. One more time again, a little louder. I can't hear you. One more time again, a little louder. Check, check. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody chat, 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 chat. A little louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, a little louder. Blah, 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 blah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody please shout. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Bolo, 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 everybody chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram